welcome to the Ninja Podcast. I'm Sonic20. This is Chris. We're Cristian Inferno.
What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about our favorite anime to start off. We both made a little bit of list, and we're going to discuss the list. So, I mean, if you want to go first, you can tell everyone some of the animes that you like to watch.
No, you go first, because I have a smaller list than you. And then
Alright, that works. Well, are we going to do this in, like, order of what your favorite one is, or what, or how you want to...
Okay, we can do, like, 5 down. So then, you do your 5, I'll do my 5. And
we'll discuss on that. That sounds good. Alright, well, I would say, starting off, one of my favorite animes definitely be One Punch Man. I don't know if you've ever seen it before.
No, I've never seen it, but I thought it looked stupid because I don't know.
Nah, it's pretty good. I suggest watching it. Basically, it's a guy that's straight up overpowered, and he doesn't.
Yeah,
have to, like,
I know. That's why I thought it was stupid.
Anything.
Cause he's just overpowered as shit.
But he doesn't get treated like a hero like he wants to be, because people just think like people don't understand. Like, he doesn't get any of the credit, and he's like doing all this stuff, and then there's these heroes that kind of just take all of the like glory, and then there's this one guy that like called himself his apprentice, and he's like a badass hero, but he just like ran in and was like, oh, let me study under you, and he's like, okay, I guess. I don't really know why you want to do that, but he basically just like starts following him around, and he's like this, because he actually sees how like amazing this guy is, and how he literally killed him with like, he pretty much killed him with no effort, and then he let him live, and he's like, oh
yeah, Saitama, right?
Yeah. And then the other guy's name is man, I think it's Gino, but I could be wrong. It's something similar to that. He's a cyborg who like uses like flames from his arms, and he has cybernetic arms.
Yeah,
and everything.
I know him. I don't know his I don't know his name, but I know him.
But yeah, no, it's pretty good. Like, just the fact that he's such a badass, and he knows he's a badass, but everyone's kind of just like, hey, this guy is a joke, this guy's a cheater, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, I like,
it's pretty good.
I know, like, I don't really have a problem with One Punch Man, but like, what pisses me off is how people constantly compare him to people, like, serious characters, like, people will be
Goku
like,
and stuff like
yeah,
that.
because they're like Saitama versus Goku and shit. It's like, he's a joke. Like, you're not supposed to be comparing him and shit. Like, you can't. They'll be like, oh, he could be the Goku and shit because he killed this guy in like one hit. It's like, it's a joke. The whole anime is a joke. Like, you can't compare him to serious
good,
anime.
Man. I would say that you should definitely see it, because
I might watch sometime.
It may be kind of funny, but like, it's badass.
Yeah, it's just the community that pissed me off with that anime. Like, I don't really have a problem with it.
Yeah, I've been waiting for season 2 to go on to Hulu for a while, but
I didn't even know they were making a season 2. I kind of thought
I think that season 2's already made, but I'm not sure. Like, it's not my favorite anime, so, you know, I don't know everything about it. I can't like recite it word for word, but I do like it.
Yeah, so let's talk about one that's on both our lists. Tokyo Ghoul is one of my favorite anime. Not my favorite, but it's one of my favorites. And season 3 is coming out soon. Did you know that?
I did not. I've seen it only on Hulu. I think I've seen all season 1 and 2, but
yeah, season 3 is coming out. Like, they had a trailer like last month, and like everyone was hype as shit. Like, no one saw it coming, because like people didn't even think they were gonna make a season 3, even though it ended kind of on a cliffhanger. But they took so long, people were like, they're not making one. But they just showed a trailer out of nowhere, and people were like, oh my god, including me. So that's gonna be fucking awesome.
I didn't watch it for a while because I seen it everywhere, and I was like, I don't know about it, but I ended up watching it and really liked it.
Yeah, it's really good. I think it's really good.
It has a lot of dark imagery. I think that's kind of why I liked it.
Yeah.
To be
Well,
honest with you,
a lot of people are
and
like,
it's brutal.
oh yeah, it's brutal as shit. Cause it's a lot of people are drawn to it. I think because it's like it's different in a sense that there's no good or bad side in Tokyo Ghoul. Everyone is kind of in the gray area, so no one's like, oh, this is the villain of Tokyo Ghoul. There isn't really anyone
the main
like that.
character kind of keeps out of the spotlight for pretty much most of it in all seriousness.
Yeah, Kaneki's not really
it's
like
only towards the like end where he starts actually just kind of coming into himself and being the character that you see everywhere. Because like if you just see it in like popular media, see it at like Hot Topic or whatever, see it all the random places that it is, you would think there'd be a lot more action to it, but really for a while in the beginning there's absolutely nothing. It gets more
there's a lot of
than anything.
there's a lot of story in it. And a lot of people, you wouldn't really know this unless you looked into it, but a lot of people like hate the anime because it's like a lot different from the manga. I haven't read the manga like in full, so I wouldn't know how, but apparently it's a lot different from the manga, and people are like, fuck the anime, the manga's like way better, the anime's shit. And all the people who haven't read the manga are like, well, no, it's not, obviously, because everyone loves the anime. So it's a completely split community. Like, some people hate it.
I've been seeing live action like shoots. I don't know if they're making a live action series or movie or what.
For Tokyo Ghoul.
But I've been seeing.
They
I saw
did.
live action characters.
I think they did. I don't know if they did or if they're going to, but usually I know it's Japanese.
I saw it and it was kind of crazy because that is one thing that I would not imagine there'd be a action movie to, just because how brutal it is and it's crazy, just dark and blood and gore and violence.
The live action, I heard.
They're making a live action. Is what it looked like.
Yeah, I don't know if that's out or if it's coming out, but I heard it was Japanese, and most of the live actions are Japanese, but usually they're really bad if they're Japanese. So like, I don't know.
Just what it looked like, seeing little snippets of it, it looked pretty horrifying. So I'm sure it'll be alright.
I saw like little bit of it. I didn't really see much of it. Did you I mean, this is like that. I'm not gonna like bring this up. We'll talk about this later. But like, Death Note on Netflix was trash.
Yeah, I seen that movie.
But we'll talk about that after Tokyo Ghoul. So like, yeah, Tokyo Ghoul season 3 is coming out. I'm really hyped for it. But the people who, you know, they don't stick to the manga, but they do. They kind of very slightly stick to the manga. So since the people who read the manga hate the anime, they purposely just go around and spoil the anime for people, because they're just like, oh, you guys should have read this already. This happened so long ago, and it's just a constant fight.
Fans, like, if I was writing you know, an anime or a comic, and then I had a TV series connected to the anime, you know, I would absolutely hate that if my fan base was like...
Yeah, they're always fighting, like, always. I imagine the guy, like, the writer's just annoyed, like, and people think the third season's gonna be bad because it took so long, and people think that's a bad sign that there was problems in development. So, like, I don't know.
Or they took a while because they wanted to craft something
that's good, yeah. I would assume
like,
so.
I never heard of that for real. It takes time usually to make a good finished product or something. So why would you want them to rush through it and make something that isn't to the best of their ability? That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, admittingly, it did take a long time. Like, I don't know. It was like 3-4+ years. So like, but still, you don't want them to rush it. So it's better late than never.
Yeah, I mean, I just seen it somewhat recently, so...
Well, perfect time to get into it, I guess.
Let's move on to one of the next ones on the list. I'm sure we'll talk about Tokyo Ghoul a little bit later.
It's
But
next than yours.
my probably favorite anime, I would say there's three that are kind of in the tie for first, somewhat. It's like Naruto was kind of what got me.
Oh,
It's not really what got
Naruto.
me into anime, but that is definitely one of my favorites. I got Hulu just so I could watch Shippuden because I was getting tired of going online to watch them. So I got Hulu for the sole purpose to watch Naruto. And I'm not
Alright,
sure if you're a big
so-
fan of Naruto or not. But
Okay, so you're gonna burn me on a stake for saying this, but I don't like Naruto, and I never have. And my reason is because I think just Naruto, the rest of the people is whatever. I don't have a problem with it, but Naruto himself is so annoying to me. He is such an irritating child. Like Sasuke and all that, he's kind of cool. Kakashi is cool, but oh my god, Naruto is so annoying
just watch,
to me,
yeah,
dude.
I can see where people will say that. Just watching the first Naruto when he's a kid, he is kind of irritating.
God,
'cause
he's just an
he
ADHD child.
searches for attention, and he's kind of a brat. Just kind of is like, I want to be Hokage. I want to be Hokage.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna be Hokage. Yeah, but it gets a lot better.
yeah, I heard in like Shippuden. I heard Shippuden. He's not as annoying, but from the clips I've seen, he's still a little childish, but for my liking. But like, I know for a fact
That's just
Shippuden
his
is better.
character. I would say
that's just how
my favorite
Naruto is,
character
and that's
in
my
Naruto,
problem. Really.
Usually, mine would probably be an Akatsuki member. I think that whole thing made it really entertaining with the tailed beast and Akatsuki, and you know.
With the what's it called when he turns into the whatever the fuck that is, the fox.
I mean, it's a good show. If you don't like it,
Yeah, Shippuden. I mean, I heard Shippuden's okay, and I somewhat agree that Shippuden might be alright,
I would
but
suggest
like,
seeing it because that I literally got Hulu just to watch that.
now this
So-
is I think Shippuden actually is like pretty good. Naruto 1 is just no, it's annoying, and I heard
And then,
Boruto was
Have you
really
seen
bad.
Boruto? You said
No, I
Boruto is
haven't.
really bad.
I don't know if it is. I heard from the Naruto community themselves that Boruto is like really bad, and I heard it was
I don't
because
mind Boruto. I bought the movie as soon as it came out. I've watched it. I'm not up to date on it because it's not Naruto. So
I heard it was because it was bad because like all their kids and everything from Naruto are just carbon copies of them, but like less character than them, if that makes sense, like less in depth, less detail. So like
it's different because you have like Naruto kind of makes it, you know, he becomes Hokage and all, and he kind of commercializes the Hidden Leaf Village, so it has a completely different feel in the anime.
I heard it was a lot
It was
different.
okay. I mean, I can say that I kind of like it. It's not as good as
Shippuden.
Naruto, and it doesn't have it's kind of weird. It feels like you know, drastic, like the end of the world, like serious conflict in Naruto.
And I
then
heard
in Boruto you don't have that.
I heard this isn't a spoiler because they showed this like in a trailer in a preview. They were hinting at Naruto dying in Boruto supposedly, and it was like I don't know if they were doing this to say like yes he's going to die, because it was literally like, again, this isn't a spoiler because it's a
never
preview.
happened in Boruto. I've seen the movie.
Well, I
I've
think it's
seen
like
most
they're
of the
hinting at it
series.
happening, because literally it was, I think Boruto had a vision or something of literally just Naruto dying, like he was just like him being killed apparently. So like I don't know if what that's supposed to mean. I don't know if they're actually gonna go through with that. If they would, that would be so predictable. It's just like, oh, we had a vision of him dying, so he dies. Like that'd be pretty stupid, but I wouldn't be too surprised.
Yeah, the start of the Boruto anime is him as an adult, so it kind of is like retelling his story a little bit. It's interesting. It's not the best thing, but Naruto itself, especially Naruto Shippuden, I was a very big fan of that. I have all the Ninja Storm games, all that.
Those games are okay. I had the first one and I played the second one and they were actually pretty good. Not a Naruto fan, but the games are pretty good. So
yeah, originally I was not a fan of Naruto at all too. Like I watched it on Toonami, you know, when it first was on Toonami and everything, and I watched it and I was like,
I feel like it's a gateway anime.
Fan of this. And I seen the first episode I seen is when Kakashi sticks his fingers in Naruto's ass, and I was like, wow.
Oh yeah, yeah. Did him and Sasuke have like? There's so many just gay moments in Naruto. Like there's so many, and I don't know why, because they're not even that funny. I mean, maybe the first time they're funny, but there was like two or maybe three. So it was like, why?
Yeah, there wasn't that many because there's so many episodes, and that is a problem with anime in general. Is there's so much filler, especially in a series that's that massive.
Dude, I heard
and it's just
I heard
like,
Naruto.
Like there's one episode where they fight an ostrich, a ninja ostrich.
Okay.
And it's horrible. It is. It's really horrible. Like he just fights a ninja ostrich. It's
I
like,
mean,
really?
it's just filler
you
shit.
Wrote this? Like,
well,
why do you even write this? And there's some that they fight characters that are somewhat strong, but they have no connection to the story at all. So you kind of just like look and it doesn't tie in. You think you fight a strong character that should tie into the games or something at least, but then it's just like, oh yeah, you remember them, and then it's like, oh,
and
they're
it's
not
just
in
some
Ninja
random
War,
shit.
nothing.
Yeah,
it's like random strong
because it was just
that were
there
for a minute.
It's there to be filler.
So they're not even strong, like basically. So they're that strong. They gave him that much of a, they gave him that much trouble. Yet they don't mean anything. Makes sense.
And I heard the original Naruto. I don't know if this is true or not. I heard it was like literally like 50 to 60% filler. Like most of it was filler because the actual content was like so short that they just wanted to extend it a lot for the anime. So I heard a lot of the original was filler.
Yeah, Shippuden is definitely better than actual just plain Naruto, but
yeah, I think
Shippuden is I would say without doubt Naruto Shippuden is in my top 5.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you about Black Butler since you said you don't really know about it. So it's about I don't know how to explain. It's kind of a weird situation. So it's in like 1800s London, Victorian London, and there's a kid named CL, he's like 13, 12, and then he turns 13, so he's young, and he has a lot of power. Like he's like not a king, but he has about the power of a king, and he lives in a mansion, and he's rich as shit, and it's like he is the Queen of London. He's her like bounty hunter slash protector, so like if anything were to happen to her, he would be there to fix that. But the thing that makes it cool is like CL, the boy, has his butler is a demon, so like his name is Sebastian. You've definitely seen him before, like on t-shirts or something, and he's a demon. So, but no, I don't think anyone else knows that. They don't show that, but it's cool knowing that he's a demon, because like he does all this crazy shit, and they're like, oh my god, where does he get a butler like this? So he's not like a demon, like evil butler. He's not really evil, but like him being a demon does tie into it a lot. Like, and the reason he has a demon butler is because when CL was younger, like even younger than he is, his house, well, not his house, his mansion, other mansion got like burned down and destroyed, and his parents died. So he was really mad about that, and he went and got he went and got like a contract with a demon, and he said like, give me the power to punish these people who killed his parents. So he goes there at this area to get the contract, and they said the demon, he has to put a contract seal on his body to you know, prove that he's with this demon. And the more visible of a place you put it, the more powerful your demon is. So he decided to put it on his eye, which is like super visible, obviously. So his demon's powerful as shit, and he wears an eye patch because the contract seal is always on his eye. And that's basically the a short synopsis of Black Butler. It's really cool.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
It's good, and it's like, it's actually really funny too. Like a lot of it's funny, kind of like have you seen Soul Eater?
Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of Soul Eater.
Yeah, if you like Soul Eater,
when you said that it should have probably made my top 5, but
I was
I'm a pretty big
thinking
fan
about
of Soul
it
Eater.
too.
I've seen the series multiple times over.
If you like Soul Eater, you'll definitely like Black Butler, because they're kind of similar. You know, they have a lot of it is funny, but they have their serious moments. Like, so yeah, Soul Eater was really good, but I never finished it. And I don't know why.
I finished it twice.
I want to get back into that.
I'll switch out Soul Eater and I'll put that, and I will take One Punch Man off of my list.
Yeah, cause
yeah.
I don't know why I didn't finish Soul. How many seasons does Soul Eater have? Is it 2 or 3?
I'm not sure, because usually I just watch them all like in one sitting, kind of, and just watch it continuously.
Okay.
So
I think it's 2, but yeah, I got to like.
Soul Eater is definitely good because it has so many different cool characters like Kid Death.
Yeah.
People are overpowered.
Kid
Death's
is
so
cool.
overpowered, but if you cut his hair, he literally will fall on the ground crying and be useless.
That's so funny. Like I love
that. I could
Death
ever
Kid.
heard you can't write a character better than that. Like.
And Black Star is like also really strong. He's like overpowered, but a lot of people don't like him because they think he's annoying, which I can kind of understand.
Kind of like Naruto.
People compare him to Naruto a lot, but I don't think he's as annoying as Naruto as a kid. I think he knows when to get serious.
Because they're both egotistical. He's like, I'm the best assassin, and I'll do this, and then he'll literally about to kill, like he's about to kill Al Capone in the one scene where and then he yells before he jumps. Like, you had him, why would
I remember that. It's like, why would you do that? But like, Black Star, I feel, even though he does stupid shit, I feel like he knows when to get serious. Like unlike Naruto, I feel like Naruto doesn't know when to stop just fucking around. Like, but Black Star, he at least knows when to stop, like, and get serious. So like, I like him, and I think he's cool. Also, I like Stein. He's flying around in a wheelchair and shit. I think he's funny as shit. It's just funny.
It's not a wheelchair though, huh? For anyone who hasn't seen it, he doesn't fly around in an actual wheelchair. That'd be kind of funny if he was.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any handicap, like any paralyzed anime heroes. Have you?
I don't. Not that I can think of.
Maybe not even heroes, just like general characters that are.
I've definitely seen some. I'm trying to think. There's definitely some that I can't think of.
I'll tell you, I'll continue on my list a little bit. So, for my second spot, I'll have 2, and they're not really related, but I would say it's a tie between Sword Art Online and Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, oh yeah, Hunter x Hunter. I heard that was really good, and I do plan on watching that eventually.
That is really good. My favorite, I'm gonna tell you my favorite anime right now is Yu Yu Hakusho. That was the first anime that I ever saw.
I heard about that too. I don't
and
know much
I've
about
seen
it,
that all the way through probably 6 or 7 times, and there's a lot of episodes in that. There's a ridiculous amount of episodes. There's
all right. So
3 different arcs.
explain to someone who's completely new what Yu Yu Hakusho is, because I honestly don't
so
really
Yu Yu
have an
Hakusho
idea.
starts out with the main character Yusuke, and he's basically just a kid that goes and gets in fights all the time, but he's a good kid. In the first like 5 episodes, it's all about. It starts off he skipped school one day, and there's this kid kicking a soccer ball around. He sees the kid, and the kid kind of kicks in front of him, and he's like, because the soccer ball gives him like, "Are you dumb? Why are you doing this? That is dangerous." The kid ends up kicking the soccer ball out in the middle of the street, and a car comes by, and he runs out and saves the kid. And it all kind of ties in with, starts time with school. He kind of just gets in fights, doesn't learn, doesn't like skips class all the time. So there's 2 teachers that literally hate him for no reason, because he's not a bad kid, and they try to do anything they can to basically get him expelled. So he dies, you know. Well, he doesn't technically die, but he gets hit by the car, you know, so he's in the hospital in a coma. And they take him home because he's still alive, he's just in a coma. And you see like the teachers sitting there saying, "I hope he dies," and all this stuff. The principal is actually a good guy, cares about him a lot. And then there's this girl called, I can't believe I forgot the girl's name.
Yeah.
It'll come back to me in a second. Give me a
So
second.
from the
Well,
sound of
give me
it,
a
it's pretty grounded in reality. Is that right?
Yeah, it's called Yu Yu Hakusho and Ghost Detective, pretty much. So basically, he meets this Grim Reaper who kind of like takes him around and teaches him stuff and shows him like, well, you're dead at this point, so you gotta do this. And then you find out that he needs. There's a lot that goes in. I'm gonna just restart it. So he dies and meets Botan, who's a Grim Reaper, and the girl that he's grown up with, his best friend, is named Kiko. And it kind of all ties in. There's this guy named Kuwabara who like he fights all the time, who they're kind of like enemies because they're like always fighting, but they're friends because, you know, they don't realize that they affect each other's lives so much. So he's kind of just running around, flying around, doing all this stuff. And, you know, Kiko was really upset because it's like pretty much it's her boyfriend, and they've known each other like their entire lives. He's probably like 14 when the series starts, around there, maybe 13. So basically, I'll kind of speed it up. First season is kind of slow. It's just him being dead and flying around as a ghost. And then his body gets stuck in a fire because this guy is literally starting fires and burning houses down because it's like a heat wave. So Kiko runs in there and gets him out because he was literally burning alive in the apartment. Then Kuwabara runs in, and Kuwabara is actually spirit sensitive. So basically, Yusuke kind of goes up to him and is like, "Save me." But he feels it. He can't really tell what he's saying or anything like that, but he can sense his presence. So he goes and saves him, kind of. Then eventually, Koenma, who is like the prince of the afterlife, because there's a guy named King Yama who runs the afterlife, and Koenma tells him, gives him this egg and says this egg is gonna basically, if you don't get a kiss by the end of the night, and like by 12 o'clock, it'll kill you.
Alright.
And then if he gets a kiss by 12, he wakes up. And then the egg doesn't play an important part for a very long time. So he wakes up, and then he comes back to life, and he becomes a spirit detective, and he can see like, he can see demons that come into the world, and he kind of like protects people from demons. And so there's 3 artifacts. This is all still in the first season. There's 3 artifacts that get stolen, and there is Kurama, who will become a friend of Yusuke, Kie, who will become a friend of Yusuke, and this one other demon who dies. I don't even remember his name because he's only in the first season, and he dies. But the 3 artifacts are, there's this sword that if you slash a human with it, they turn into a demon. There's this mirror that you can make like you can make 1 sacrifice, and then it gives you 1 wish. You wish for anything. And then this ball that attracts human souls, and the one demon has it, and he basically just like eats children's souls pretty much. He's a dick.
That actually sounds kind of familiar. I don't know, I feel like I've
so
heard about
Yusuke goes in, everyone thinks he's dead. He ends up waking up, and he finds out that he's a ghost detective because there's this guy who's about to kill Kuwabara's cat. And then he beats the shit out of him, and then a demon comes out of his ear, and then he takes the demon, squeezes it, and gives it to Botan. So then he finds out that there were 3 artifacts stolen, and there are 3 mid-level demons. One of them, I'll tell you a little bit of backstory. One of them is Hiei. He's I'm sure you've seen him on like shirts, stuff like that. He's the guy with 3 eyes. He has the Jagan eye. It's an eye in the middle of his head. And he has black spiky hair. He's really short. Then you have Kurama, who is a badass. He has his flower whip, his rose whip, and he used to be a fox demon. And basically he was like one of the most powerful demons in Demon World. And then he ended up getting hit, like when he was doing a raid where he was trying to steal something. He got hit, and he ended up going into human realm. And he was a spirit because he got hit, and he ended up burying himself in a pregnant woman, so he became a human child. So he was raised for like 13 years as a human, and so he's not as powerful as he used to be, but he's still really powerful. So basically, the first thing is he fights the demon with the ball, and he gets his ass beat. He almost dies. Botan like kind of saves him. Then he fights him again, ends up beating him barely. Then he goes and he doesn't really fight Kurama. Kurama, all 3 of them help break into the place to get into Koenma's castle to get the artifacts, right? And then Kurama's kind of like, alright, well, I got what I needed. See you guys, I don't care about you. Because he wanted to save his mother who was dying. And he actually, his mother raised him, even though it wasn't really him, But it's still his mother, because, technically she did give birth to him, even though it's kind of a weird situation, to say the least. But basically, Yusuke gives his life to the mirror to save Kurama's mother, because he died and had to see how bad it affected his mother. So he's like, your mother's not going to do any good with you dead if she's alive, because it's going to make her feel even sadder. So I will give my life so you can see your mother, because there's no point in you being dead, if you want to save her, because then you're not going to get to spend. And then the mirror says that was a good act, so he didn't take anyone's life. Then he ends up fighting Hiei, who steals Kiko, and basically he slashed her with the sword, and he is like crazy fast. And Yusuke is just like a regular human at this point, but he is a pretty big badass. So basically he ends up beating Hiei because he has these powers called the ray gun, which he basically uses spirit energy and puts his hand out like a gun and can shoot spirit energy out through his fingertip like a gun. And that kind of plays a part, just like a bunch of stuff with his spirit energy, stuff like that. Then it kind of ties into the second act. There's a whole lot of stuff. It's a long series. I don't know if you want me to really go into the whole thing. I'll tell you the first. I'd say you have to watch it because there's like 4 other series. Like they go to a dark. He goes to this chick named Genkai who has this power there's a lot of stuff. There's like 5 major like things that go on in the first arc. And
That
then,
sounds like really cool though.
I can just tell you, like some of the, like with the second arc, yes, there's a dark tournament, which you wouldn't understand unless you explain more. But there's so many different characters and stuff, and reciting it all like off the top of my head is kind of hard because there's a lot of stuff that goes on. So. And then that last one, basically, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. You're just going to have to watch it because a lot goes on.
I mean, I'll put it on my
watch.
list now, since it's kind of on my radar now.
I would highly suggest
cool
going and watching
overall,
it.
though.
That is without a doubt my favorite anime. I've seen it so many times that, like, I've incorporated it in my artwork a lot of times. That's pretty much I would say that's what got me into anime in the first place. I remember, like, you know how little kids play, like you watch Star Wars, maybe you're like 6, 7 years old, you play Star Wars, stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
When I was like 5, 6 years old, I was playing Dark Tournament with my friends. Like, you know, making stuff up, acting like we're in the Dark Tournament. So I literally, that was the first anime I saw. I was probably like 6, because it was made in like 96 maybe. So it was made around the time I was born.
I don't even know what my first anime was. Probably, I think it was Dragon Ball.
Yeah, Dragon Ball is pretty good. Honestly, there's so much Dragon Ball. I kind of liked I watched it like when I was younger, but I haven't got back into it, and I don't really plan on it, to be honest with you.
Well, like with Dragon Ball, once you like fall behind, you miss so much that it's like really hard to get back into. You know, you won't really know what's going on. But I'm gonna get into my favorite anime. What were you saying though?
Alright, let's hear it. Nah, I'm just saying you should definitely see Yu Yu Hakusho, because that is...
Yeah, I'll put that...
Probably the best.
I'll definitely
I would
put that
say
on
it's the best anime ever made, in my opinion. I'm sure a lot of people will disagree with that, but... That is definitely my favorite anime.
Sounds good, but like... I'm gonna go into my absolute favorite anime, slightly above Black Butler. So, it's called When They Cry. In Japanese, it's Higurashi. So, this anime is kind of sort of confusing. I'm just going to quickly run through it. So, it's about a girl who's trapped in the summer of 1984. And by trapped, I mean, she keeps dying, basically, and she can't figure out how, in the summer of 1984, she continues to die over and over, and she has to, she gets revived by this angel, and they're like good friends, and the angel has limited power. She can only revive her so many times. So summer of 1984, she's running out of revives, basically, and she can only do it a couple more times, and she's just like, the angel's just like, I don't think there's any more hope. I think you're just gonna die until I run out of power, and then I can't revive you. So she cannot figure out why she keeps dying. In one way or another, she keeps dying. Her name is Rika, and it gets
up a lot.
What?
You were breaking up. I don't know what was going on. You were breaking up a lot, but
Am I still breaking up?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Alright, I'm just gonna say it again because I don't know if it broke up or not. But, yeah, she's stuck in the year of 1984. Her name's Rika, and the angel is running out of power to revive her. They're, like, good friends. And, yeah, she's like, I can't revive you much more. I'm running out of power, and I'm losing hope. You're probably just gonna die, and I won't be able to revive you anymore. So, she's just really sad the whole time, because she's just like, wow, I'm just gonna keep dying in 1984. And she dies in completely different ways every time, and she tries to basically the whole anime is based around her trying to stop herself from dying, and she lasts longer sometimes she dies quicker. And
What are some of the ways she's dying? Like, that seems
so
like, unless she lived somewhere crazy, it's not
so
that hard to stay
she
alive.
dies. Well, there's something really like evil going on in the town, which is why she's part of the reason she keeps dying. So she dies in like really fucked up ways sometimes. Like one of the outcomes was she's in a summer camp. So you know, she has her group of friends and everything. They don't know she's seen this a million times. So like, you know, she could predict every single time she gets revived. First thing she does is she plays cards with these people at her summer camp, and she can predict every single move because obviously she's been there thousands of times. So like, one of the outcomes was in this group, basically there's an outcome where each and every one of them just gets basically taken over by this I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's this entity that takes over people, and it makes them kill themselves, kill other people, and stuff like that. Just a lot of really evil shit. So there's an outcome for every person in their group, which is only like 6 people, 5 people, where they go on a mass murdering spree. So one of the times that was really fucked up was there's these 2 twins, and one of them thinks the other one gets way more attention. So the entity increases intensifies the your feelings that you already have. So she killed the shit out of her twin sister. She killed everyone, and Rika, and you know, she was murdering everyone. And Rika's at this point, she's like, well, this world is a bust. There's no point in staying in it anymore. So she just wants to restart. So she kills herself, and yeah, she just puts her. So there's a scene from it. She puts a butcher knife on the wall, and this little girl, like 8 years old, slams her head on the knife like 10 times until she falls over and dies. And the twin sister that lost her mind is just sitting there laughing hysterically, and the world keeps going. Like, just because Rika died doesn't mean the anime stops that scene. No, the world keeps going, and it shows just how fucked that world is and why she has to restart. So she restarts, and she's just like, something happens every time. And spoiler alert, big spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it, they find out about this entity, and they find out the entity actually isn't an entity, and there was a big organization that was they were preying on. It was a village, a small village, where they have a lot of religious beliefs and shit, superstitions and stuff, and this organization was they were preying on that basically to make them worship them. So there's this god that they believe in the village, they believe is doing this evil shit, but no, the organization was killing these people, making them go insane by drugs and shit. They were just being really sneaky about it. That's why no one found out. But being the superstitious village it was, they were like, oh, the god is doing this. And they got to the bottom of it, and Rika and everyone found out, oh no, this organization is like fucking up the village. They're trying to make them like worship them and shit. So they thought they had complete power, and that organization's plan was to do that to the whole world eventually get the world to just bow to them completely by, you know, being sneaky with the use of drugs and shit. So they get to the bottom of it. They take this organization down, and this was the last time she could be revived. They were like, the angel was just like, this is the last time I can revive you. If you die here, you're done. Like, you're dead permanently. So she's just like, all right, I gotta do this. And they take this organization down, and she finally gets to live on past the summer of 1894. And it was really cool. It was like, I feel like it was like 30, 25 or something. It wasn't
too long.
Yeah, it actually wasn't that long. But yeah, it was really good, and she just she finally got past that summer and she stopped dying finally after dying so many times, like so brutally and shit. So, and then at the very end it shows a scene where she's older, like she's actually grown up and an adult and shit, and she kept saying like, I'm not gonna be an adult, I'm gonna be stuck in fucking summer 1894 84 forever. So that was cool. She finally got to like grow up and shit. So yeah, it was really good. It's like horror, like it has a lot of really fucked up creepy shit in it, but mostly because you don't know, literally like 90% of the show you don't know it's an organization. You think just some creepy shit's going on, and that really adds to how scary it was. And the people, you know, killing a like 6-year-old over and over again, like it was just fucked up, just the whole feel of the show. So that is my favorite anime. Yeah, I mean, you might want to give it a watch.
There was two that we kind of skipped over. I would say, I don't know if you've seen Sword Art Online. That's pretty good. I mean,
I've seen a lot of people hate it. Too. I don't really. I mean, I kind of.
Like it a lot.
I like I like the first season a lot. The second and above, I thought fell off for me.
Yeah,
I didn't think they were as
like
good.
The Elflin and then the gun game.
Yeah, I didn't think those were as good, nearly as good as the first one.
Still good, but I think the reason that I like Sword Art is because just looking like playing Battlefront or really any game on like the current generations, they're so realistic, and then they're starting to come out with VR. Like that is a serious thing that could happen. Is someone makes a VR that, you know, if we're having to put on headgear, like nerve gear like that connects to our brain like that.
Yeah.
And then they say, well, if you die in this game, we're gonna have you die in real life. Like,
yeah, it's a pretty cool concept.
They would be able to do that, you know. So it's kind of foreboding. And then Hunter x Hunter, you said you haven't seen it. That's a really interesting anime too. It's by the same guy who created Yu Yu Hakusho, but that's a really long series too. So I don't want to get into it too.
Yeah, you guys might want to check those anime out if you haven't seen them. I'm sure people have definitely seen some of the anime we talked about, and no one can bitch about spoilers because I said spoiler alert. So yeah, no problems with that. Yeah. Hopefully,
there's a lot of animes that we kind of just glossed over all of them, but I mean, if you like what
kind of a brief synopsis,
definitely go and see it. You know. Definitely go and see Yu Yu Hakusho. That's one that I suggest you definitely see, because that is.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm planning on watching some of the shit you talked about. So like, they sound pretty good. So, but yeah, this was the Ninja Podcast.
Yeah, first episode official. Thanks for listening, guys. We don't really have a schedule for when we're releasing these, so
yeah, not yet.
We'll have our Instagrams and Twitters posted.
Yeah, all the social links.
Well, so when you we'll make a little tweet or put a little post on Instagram before we do an episode, just so you guys have kind of an idea of when we're going to post them. We'll probably post, I would say, weekly, bi-weekly, sometimes weekly, sometimes bi-weekly. I think it kind of all depends on our schedules. But I think it's safe to say you can sometimes weekly. So
find us on iTunes.
Just look at our Instagram and Twitter. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on YouTube. You may be able to find us some other places that's yet to be seen. But thanks for listening, guys. This was the first official episode of the Ninja Podcast. So.
Thank you for having me once again.
Somewhat related to ninjas, you know. Actually.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we actually somewhat delved in the ninjas this time. But yeah, I'm Sonic Knight 20. Cristian Inferno.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a good one.
Peace.